Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. It's time for another episode of Tuesday Live at 5. This is Lena Gersa. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. And today I am super excited to share these fun stocking stuffer, teacher gift, gift card ideas using the Heartwarming Hugs Suite by Stampin' Up! Now, Christmas is like 3 weeks away, less than 3 weeks away, right? So it is time to start thinking about stocking stuffers and teacher gifts and making all of those little special things that we like to give to those we love. And so I thought it would be fun to share some fun project ideas with you, just to kind of get you thinking about some things that you could maybe do. I'm using the Heartwarming Hugs Suite today, but you could certainly use other products that you have. So the projects I'm going to show you are not, you don't need to have the Heartwarming Hugs Suite. If you have it, great, but you definitely don't need to have it to be able to make these projects. Now, I am not able to pull up my video on my iPad right now because it is dead. I came down here and went to turn it on and discovered it is deader than a doornail. So I have it charging right now. Once it comes back to life, I will bring it up. So if I don't respond or acknowledge that you are here, it's because I can't see you. But we're going to get right to it. So let me just show you some of the products. The Heartwarming Hug Suite is a really large suite. It's another one of those mega suites in the August, December mini. And it has all sorts of fun products to make really cute gift and treat holders. So we have some gorgeous DSP that we're going to be using, awesome bundle, another stamp set that coordinates, some beautiful embossing folders that I used on one of the projects, 2 ribbons, these fun coffee cups and mini carriers, and then these cute little glitter star ornaments. So we're going to use a little bit of everything today. And I'm going to show you real quick the dies in this bundle. Now, we're not going to use all of the dies today. We're not going to, I'm not going to do the coffee cup wraps today. I wanted to focus on things that I could show you that use this suite, but you don't necessarily have to have it to be able to make them. Okay. So, that's why I opted not to do the coffee cups today, because I really wanted, we're kind of past the time when we can get product in time to make things for Christmas. So I want to show you things that you could make whether or not you had this suite. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so these are the dies. We have the coffee cup wraps and some scallop trim. We have these cool circle dies. We're actually going to use these quite a bit today. And then some little dies that cut out some of the stamped images. Did I use the... I think I already cut them out, but we may end up using that. I can't remember if I cut out my candy canes ahead of time or not. But we are going to use that. And of course, it coordinates with the stamp set. So all of these circles fit this die. And the cool thing about this die is that it cuts out the center. So you end up with just a ring, which is kind of neat. And we're going to use that on one of the projects today. We also have this one that cuts sort of this, what is it, a hexagon, octagon, 1, 2, 3, 4, octagon, I guess. Cuts out that shape, and then it also fits all of these sentiments. And then we have lots of little dies that cut out the little images. Okay, so let's get to it. Enough chit chat for me. My iPad is almost awake. The apple has popped up, so that's good. And we'll see how things go, okay? All right, so the first one we're going to do is this one. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm using a lot of hand sanitizer these days. And I was actually thinking this would make a really cute teacher gift. So I am a teacher. Many of you know that. And I am going through a lot of this stuff. Now, I personally cannot use this stuff at school because we have to use unscented hand sanitizer. But I do keep some of this in my car and in my purse for when I'm out and about. So I'm going to show you how to make this, and I'm not sure how well it shows on the camera, but because of the glare, but the little window, you can see the type of hand sanitizer it is, and it says stress relief. So I thought this would be a great gift for teachers, because let me tell you, we're stressed right now. I was just in a meeting before starting this video, and honestly, the stress level and the stress level is extremely high. The morale is extremely low. So I was sitting there thinking, wow, this gift is pretty appropriate. So I personally would love to receive this along with a lovely, hang on. I'm getting okay, we're still live. Okay, I was getting some kind of weird notification on my phone. So I'm hoping we're still good. I'm seeing comments come by on my phone, so I think I'm still good. So anyway, I thought this would be an awesome gift paired with a lovely bottle of wine. Hand sanitizer and wine. That's kind of and coffee. That's keeping me going these days. So let's show you how to do this. So this features, or like the box is actually one of our little 3x3 note card boxes. And the reason I chose these is because it makes it really quick and easy to put these together. And I thought you may have some of these in your stash that you bought ahead of time. And I'll just show you how to make this cute little insert that holds the hand sanitizer. So we have a piece of cardstock, and I just need to grab my notes because I don't want to tell you the wrong dimensions. And honestly, the way today is gone, it probably will happen that way. I've been up since 4:15 putting in orders for the sale today, so I'm a little tired. All right, so this is 3 by 6 inches. Okay, so a 3 by 6 inch piece of cardstock. I'm using Mossy Meadow here. And then I have scored, and I will put these dimensions up afterwards in the video description. So at 5/8, 1 3/8, 2 1/8, 3 7/8, 4 5/8, and 5 3/8. Now that's a lot of eighths. Okay, but I will put these all up in the description. It will all make sense in a minute. Okay, so I have all of these score lines, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the second one. So I've got one score line here. I'm going to fold along the second one. I'm going to fold a mountain fold. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, the second one from the end. So another mountain fold. Okay, so I have 2 mountain folds. The other score lines, I'm going to make valley folds. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do that. Okay, and then same thing here, and the same thing here. Okay, so when I put this down, I can kind of squish it up and take my bone folder and burnish it really well. Okay, and then when I lay this down, just see how that becomes the insert for my box. All right, pretty slick, eh? All right, so what we're going to do is add a little bit of adhesive. So I'm putting some adhesive in each one of these little valleys here on the back side. So we'll get our seal going. So I'm just going to fold that over and burnish it. Okay, and then same thing on the other side. This is a really quick and easy little pocket back holder. I made a ton of these for an event I did in October, and I whipped them up in no time. All right, so that is my insert. So then we're going to take a little bit of the awesome Heartwarming Hugs DSP. Now, this piece is cut to 1 5/8 by 2 7/8. And then each of these little guys are a 1/2 inch by 2 7/8. All right, and these are going to get glued. These little skinny guys are going to go on each of the small panels on either side. So they're going to get glued right there. Okay, so let's grab a little bit of Tombow and we'll pop those on there. So we'll get that guy in there. One right there. And again, I like the Tombow because I can wiggle it into place. Now, somebody told me today that the Tombow's on back order. That's like situation critical. Thankfully, I have a bunch, so I'm good. If anybody's local and you run out of Tombow, I'm your girl. Come see me. I did a big adhesive order not too long ago, so I'm good. All right, so there we go. All right, and then I'm going to take my larger panel, and it is going to fit quite nicely in the large centerpiece. So we'll add a little bit of glue there. And we'll pop that in there just like that. Okay, so that creates our little holder. Now I'll just take this one out. I forgot to set out another pocket back, so I'll take this one out and show you how it's going to fit. So it's going to just nestle right in there. All right, and to put your box together, they come flat. You just have to kind of form it. So you just burnish the folds, okay, to form a box. You're going to close one end. So we'll just tuck the flap in there, just like closing any other box. Oh, that does not want to catch. Come on. There. Okay, normally it closes. That one does not want to close today. I don't know what the deal is with that. Let's just pull this out a bit. Sometimes if you fold that in too far, it won't close. Let's try that. There. No. Stay. All right, we're going to pretend that's closed, all right? Okay, so then we are going to take our little insert. It's going to slide into our box, and it is sized just right to fit in there. You might have to flatten it a little bit to get it in. All right, and then you're going to slide your pocket back in there. I like to tuck it right to the bottom. And then we're going to close up the top. Okay, I don't know why that one's not staying shut. Either side is staying shut today. Oh, you know what it is? I probably haven't folded these well enough. There we go. All right, so there's our box. Okay, now we're going to make just a cute little tag. And I wanted to be able to see that little stress relief label through my tag. So I have a piece of window sheet that I cut using the large circle die in the Heartwarming Hugs dies. I can't remember what the dies themselves are called, but that's the die. You can see the stitched edge. And we can cut window sheets with these dies. It makes a god-awful noise as it's going through the die cutting machine, but it does work. And, oh, my iPad, I think, is awake. Let's see if I can... I hate not being able to see your comments. So I'm just going to take a sec and see if I can pull up my video here. Okay, that's going to take a second to load. So I've cut a piece of window sheet using that stitch circle, okay? Then from a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock, I cut another one of those same size circles, but then I also cut the next size circle down out of it, okay? So when I put through my die cutting machine, I basically layered them like this. I'll take the window sheet away, okay? And that gave me that little green frame. All right, so we're going to go ahead and glue that onto our window sheet, and you can use liquid glue on this. I know some people who will only use glue dots, but you can use the liquid glue, and I do like liquid glue for layering circles because it just allows me to get them aligned just the way I like them. So I'm using just a little bit of the liquid glue, and we're going to pop that onto our window sheet. Get it nicely centered. See if that... Oh, my page is still loading. Did I mention I have a really old iPad? Well, let's bring that up. Almost there. Come on. There we go. All right. Let's see. Oh, we got lots of people. What kind of wine, Gail? Anything white and not too dry. I really love Pinot Grigio. That's kind of my faves. But yeah. This DSP was not on sale today. No, not all DSP was on sale. It was the sale prices today were based on availability and stock, right? So the stuff that they had higher stock was on sale, and the stuff that was lower stock was not on sale. Okay. All right. So then I have my little, this one's on me. I stamped that. I was going to stamp it again, but you don't need to see me stamp. I stamped it in Real Red ink on Whisper White cardstock. And then I used my cute little die here to cut it out. Okay. So then we are going to pop that up on our little window. So I'm going to use some mini dimensionals. And these guys fit quite nicely around this little ring here. So we'll kind of do 4. 1 at 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. And we'll get rid of our backings. My fingers are not working very well today. It's cold in here. All right, so we're going to pop this on, centered on our little window. Okay, and that allows us, once we put this on, we can make sure that we are seeing that little stress relief label on or through the window. Okay, so I have a little bit of this beautiful ribbon. Now this ribbon is on sale. I have not checked to see if it is sold out. I did not get a chance between when my meeting ended and when I came down here. In fact, I left the meeting early so that I could come and do this video with you guys. So I'm going to take some of this beautiful Mossy Meadow striped ribbon. I'm going to cut, I don't know, probably 12, 14 inches. And just wrap it around my box. Now this is double-sided, so you can decide which one you like. You can do the white or the green. I'm going to have the green side up for this. Now, here's the thing. When we use double-sided ribbon, we want to make sure that our bow matches our ribbon, right? If I make my loop like this, you see how my bow now is white and my ribbon is green? So I'm going to make my bow the opposite direction. So normally I would bring my ribbon around and bring it in behind like this, right? But I want to see the green, so I'm going to bring it around this way, which seems kind of counterintuitive, but it'll work. Trust me. So then I'm going to take my tail, bring it around. Okay. And sorry, I got to bring it around the other side because I want the green again on my loop. All right, so you want to make sure that you're thinking about which side of the ribbon you're going to see as you form your bow. Okay, and that did not tie well. Let's do that again. So there's that. And then we're going to bring this around. No, we're not. We're going to bring it around this way. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to put that through and pull it tight. So this is one of the few times I'm actually wrapping something and tying the bow. All right, so it does take a little bit more effort because you have to keep the tension on your piece as you're tying your bow. But there is my cute little bow. So you'll see I have the green bow loops, the green here, and then I have the white tails, which I kind of like the look of. So we're going to just tidy up our ends. We can cut them at an angle or notch them. I'm just going to cut these at an angle just in the interest of time here. Whoopsie. Ooh, that did not cut very well. And then we're going to add our cute little tag. So it's going to get glued just with a glue dot. And I just want to make sure that I can see my little stress relief label through there. So I'm going to grab a glue dot. I'm going to press the top part of my tag on, whoop, it's cold, so cold my glue dots don't want to stick. There we go. And we're going to center that little stress relief label there and just press the knot of the bow on. And that's it. So cute. They don't even have to take the tag and the bow off to open it, right? But just a fun little stocking stuffery, teacher gifty kind of idea that I thought would be a really quick, easy thing to whip up. Okay, you can make a ton of these in a hurry, and they take very little in the way of a product to make. Okay, so that is number one. Let's set that aside and bring in number two. Now I love this little project. This little guy, isn't he cute? It's Santa. He's peeking through. So inside here, I found these at Dollar Tree on the weekends. Excuse me a sec while I take a sip of water. So these little guys, they're little chocolate peanut butter Santas, Russell Stover. They were 2 for $1.25 at Dollar Tree. Like, really? Come on. So cheap, but look how cute he is. So I thought he was so cute, I had to make a little window for him to be peeking through. So this is a cute little box. You could put just about any kind of chocolate in here. The little treat-sized chocolate bars. You could put some candy canes in here, but I really liked having the little window for him to peek through. So let me show you how I did that. So I'm going to start, let me just dump out all my bits here. I'm going to start with a 6.5 by 4 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock. Now I'm using regular Whisper White, okay, not thick. And you'll see why in a second. All right, I'll explain it. So then on that, I'm going to, with the 6.5 inch side at the top, I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. Or I have scored rather, at 1/2, at 3, 3.5, and 6. Okay, so 1/2, 3, 3.5, and 6. And then I rotated it, and with the shorter side, the 4 inch side at the top, I scored at, well, this way, at 1/2 inch. Okay, so 1/2 inch there, and the measurements, again, I'll put these in the description afterwards. Okay, so then I'm going to take my paper snips, and I am going to cut from the bottom edge up to that 1/2 inch horizontal score line on each one of these little vertical score lines. So I'm just basically snipping up. Okay, these are going to form the flaps on my box. Now I don't need both of these end flaps. I only need one. So I'm going to snip this guy off. It doesn't really matter which one you snip, one or the other, but you only need one of the end flaps. Okay, then I'm just going to tidy. What I like to do whenever I'm making boxes, because our measurements are never perfectly square, and because I'm cutting these little flaps by hand, which is guaranteed not to be straight or square, I like to create little notches. And again, these are not even, they're not perfect, but that's just going to allow me a little bit of wiggle room so that when I'm putting my box together, if it's not perfectly square, I can adjust it as I need to. Okay, all right, so then I'm going to go ahead and fold along all of my score lines. So we'll just crisp these all up with our bone folder. Okay, and then same thing, going horizontally. Really important to crisp your folds when you're doing this, because you want to have nice, crisp, straight lines when you're forming a box. Okay, so this is going to become my box. All right, you see how that works? Now, before we do that, though, we need to cut our window for Santa to peek out. So here I have two pieces, actually, one for the front and one for the back, of some more of the Heartwarming Hugs DSP. This is cut to 2 3/8 by 3 3/8. 2 3/8 by 3 3/8. Okay, so I'm going to put one on each of the two larger panels on my box here. So we'll just use a little bit of glue. We'll pop this on. Again, I'm using lots of liquid glue today just because I want that wiggle time to get my pieces nice and straight. And we've got another one, same thing, a little bit of glue. And we'll pop that guy on there and center it. That does not look very straight. That's better. Okay, so now I need to take my little circle die, okay, this guy here, and we are going to cut our window for Santa to peek out of. So it's going to go about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch from that top edge. All right, so let me just clean my space here so I can bring in my die cutting machine. I haven't got my mini machine yet. It is coming tomorrow, I think. I hope. If UPS isn't lying to me. We shall see. I don't have a lot of faith in UPS these days, but we're going to hope. So I'm going to put my little die on. Again, it's about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch from the top. And my plate's going to go on top. Oh, that's not very centered. Let's center that side to side as well. There we go. That's better. So we'll pop that plate on top and roll her through. Now, this is the reason, except I think I forgot my, it went through way too easy. I forgot my other plate underneath. What am I thinking? All right, let's do that again. Wow, I was wondering why that fed through so easily. Let me pull this off. And we are going to add number 2. You need number 1 and 2 when you're die cutting, not just number 1. All right, let's try that again. As I was saying, my mini machine should be coming tomorrow. I cannot wait. It's going to be so perfect for using in videos because it's so teeny tiny and cute. It will be available for everyone to order starting January 5th. So very exciting stuff. All right, so the reason that I used the regular Whisper White and not the thick is because I was going to cut 2 layers, right? And I didn't want to really tax my die cutting machine too much. So when we're done, these little bits we do not need. You can save them, use them on something else. But there is our little window for Santa to peek out. Okay, and then I've cut another little frame. So same way I did on the last project, we're going to add that little window around the cutout. And I just like it because it kind of tidies it up and makes it look nice and neat and clean. So again, we're going to add just a little bit of liquid glue. And we'll center that over our window. Just give that a second to set. Whoopsie, slid too much. A little heavy on the wiggle there. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we are ready to put our box together. It is so simple to assemble this box. So I'm going to start by folding my one flap in. And you're going to see if I fold this guy shut, I can just pull that in just like that. Oh, you know what? I'm doing that backwards. I'm going to fold this flap in because I'll show you why in a sec. When I close this, I want my seam to be towards the back. Okay, so I'm going to fold this flap in. The one that has my window cut out, I'm going to lay right on top. So all we're going to do is run some Seal. Do I have any Seal Plus? No, I don't. So we'll just use Seal. Normally I would use Seal Plus on this, but I don't have any over here, so we'll just use Seal. So we're going to close that up, okay, get that nice and square. So that's the side of our box. And then on the bottom, we are going to tuck our 2 little end flaps in. We're going to tuck our back one and then the front one. Okay, it's going to go just like that. So what I like to do with this is take a little bit of liquid glue, put a little dab on each one of those little end flaps, just so that they lay nice and flat and stay secure. So we'll add that. Okay. And then we're going to add a little bit of liquid glue along the wide flap. And the reason I use liquid glue here is so that I have, can you see how I've got a little bit of give there? And I can adjust it so that it is nice and square. Okay, and then I just kind of set it down and wait a minute for the glue to set up. You could certainly use seal to close this up, but I just find it a little bit harder to make sure that my box is square. Nobody wants an unsquare box, right? All right. Oh, you guys like my grid paper? This is available on the demonstrator website for demonstrators to order. And I thought, why not? Christmas is coming. We all need a little festive cheer in our lives right now. So I thought, well, we'll just use a little festive paper. And the cool thing is, you want to see something really cool? Look at the back. I love it. But I've decided to go with red today because the red matches my projects. All about the color coordination, people. All right, so we have our little Santa. So we can tuck him in. Now what I did is I actually tucked this bottom sort of bit under so that it would sit nicely in my box. So we're just going to tuck him in there. And there he is peeking out of our box. Isn't he cute? So, so cute. So we're going to decorate our box just a little bit. So I have some of this awesome braided real red trim. This is on sale too. I don't know if it's still available. I ordered a few rolls this morning because I love it so much. So we're going to just wrap a little bit around our box. I'm going to put one end of the trim, press it into a glue dot, and we're going to just press that onto the front of our box. We're going to wrap it around. And then I'm going to trim it off right about there. And then we're going to glue the other end with another glue dot. So this is kind of a fake out. We're not actually tying this around. It's going to look like we did, but we're not. Okay. All right. So next I have a little label. So this guy is cut using the stitch nested label dies. And I have my Very Merry stamp and my real red ink pad. So hello, Martine. How are you doing? So we are going to ink up our So Very Merry. And we're going to stamp that, hopefully, centered and straight-ish on our little tag here. There we go. And then we have a couple of little sprigs. Now, these are cut using the Sounds of the Season dies. So those are the dies that have the jingle bells, which also happen to be on sale. No, I didn't plan it this way. It just happens that a lot of stuff is on sale today. So I'm going to add just a little bit of seal to the back of my label. And we're going to add our two little pine sprigs. So one kind of angled up and the other angled down. Okay, and then that is going to go onto the front of our box with some dimensionals, but I am going to use minis because remember I've got this trim here and I don't want my tag to be uneven. So I'm actually going to put my minis across the top edge and the bottom edge of my tag so that my trim can run in between them and allow everything to lay nice and flat. So we're going to put this on, and I'm just lining up the points on my tag with my my ribbon, my trim, centering that. Okay, isn't that cute? Love it. All right, so then we're going to make a cute little bow. Oh, look at that. I put my thumb in the real red ink. Can't say that's the first time. Probably won't be the last. All right, so let's tie a cute little bow with this awesome real red braided trim. So I'm going to pinch my trim between my thumb and my index finger to make 2 loops. All right, the trick is not to let them twist. Keep the trim flat. I'm going to cross my left loop over the right, bring it around and through, and form my bow. Okay, so I'm going to make this a pretty teeny bow because it's a pretty teeny box. So we're just going to make a little bitty bow and trim off the excess. And then that is going to get glue dotted right on the edge of my tag. And it looks like I tied this tag on, but nope, no tying involved. Just a quick little bit of sleight of hand there. Okay, the last little touch with this, just see the little holly on his hat? I wanted to kind of mimic that on the front of the box. So that's what I did. So these little guys, again, I wanted really teeny tiny holly leaves. So these are from the Sounds of the Season die. So there is one bell that has a holly pattern. So I actually cut out the bell in Shaded Spruce, but I only wanted the holly leaves from it. So I still have a Shaded Spruce bell that I don't know that I'll ever use because I'm not sure about that. But anyway, we are going to glue these little guys on. Now, they're a little bit fussy to glue. So here's a tip. So they're going to go kind of just in this little corner here. So I'm going to take a little bit of liquid glue. I'm going to put a teensy dab right on my little frame there. And then I'm going to take my handy dandy take your pick and the blue goo end, and that piece or that tool was meant for picking up all these little teeny tiny bits. Okay, so I just picked it up and then plunked it into place, and then we're going to let it sit so that it dries. We're going to add another little dab of glue. And we'll grab another little holly leaf and add that one. Okay, and then one more right here. And this time I think we'll overlap just a little bit. Just like that. Okay, again, we have to let those dry so that they set up. And then we're going to add with the other end of our take your pick. If you haven't got one of these yet, you guys, you need one in your life. Ask Santa for it for your stocking. They're like 15 bucks. Not even 14, I think. So I have one of these little bitty real red rhinestones. So that's going to go just at the center of my holly leaves as a berry. Isn't that cute? So fun. And I love that it matches the holly on his hat. So there you go. Cute little box. Run to Dollar Tree and get some of these. These are adorable. Now, of course, if you have peanut allergies in your family, you're not going to want to get these, but they are so cute, and they're 2 for $1.25. Like, this costs next to nothing to make these cute little stocking stuffers. And like, I'm going to make a bunch of these for some of my colleagues at school. Yes, I teach in a high school. We're allowed to bring peanut products to school. So I'm going to leave some of these in. I'm going to kind of do a mystery Santa thing. I'm not going to tell them that I made them. I'm just going to leave them in their mailboxes, and hopefully that will bring them a little bit of cheer in a really difficult year. All right, so there is project number 2. Hope you like that, guy. Project number 3 is this fun gift card holder. All right, so this one it's a simple gatefold with a little insert that flips out to a gift card holder. So we have a belly band. It opens up just like a gatefold, and then this piece flips down, and we have our pocket for our gift card. So really, really simple to make, but a real fun kind of wow as a way to package a gift card holder. So let me show you how to do that. I just heard the doorbell. I think our pizza is here. I ordered pizza for dinner. All right, so we are starting with a piece of, that's not cut very well, thick Whisper White cardstock. Okay, you could use any color, but I use thick Whisper White. It is 8.5 by 5.5, so standard like card-based size, half a sheet of cardstock. And I have scored at 2 1/8 in from either side. So 2 1/8, and then I flipped it and 2 1/8. Okay, so then when I fold this, I want to make sure that I'm getting nice straight folds. So there's 1 and 2. So I want my sides to meet in the middle, right? Hence the gatefolds. So that gives me the base for my gatefold. Okay, simple so far. Yep. All right, so then we're gonna add a little bit of DSP to decorate it. So this time I use some of my beautiful and soon to be gone forever Plaid Tidings DSP. If you have not yet got this stuff, you're going to want to pick some up if it's still available. Again, I haven't had time to check today to see what has sold out, but this stuff is retiring as of January 5th. And I am going to miss it so much. All right, so these pieces are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. All right, and they are sized so that we can glue them onto the front of our gatefold, just like that, and have a nice little border all the way around. So we'll add a little bit of glue. I don't know why I'm all about the Tombow today. Normally I would use seal on this, but I seem to be about the liquid glue today. Showing the Tombow some love. All right, so there's that guy. And then same thing on this side. Whoops, that's not normally how I do things, but oh my stars, you guys. I am so tired today. All right, let's pop that on there. There we go. Okay, so there is the front of our gatefold done. We're going to set that aside for a minute. And next I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Now this is regular Whisper White. I have to double check the measurements on this. This is 9 3/4 by 4. Okay, 9 3/4 by 4. I have scored at 5 1/2. No, 5 1/4. Yes, 5 1/4. I'm going to put this right here so I can double check my measurements because I'm not trusting myself. 5 1/4 and at 8. 5 1/4 and 8. All right. So we are going to fold along those score lines. Oh, you're having pizza too, Louise. Where's your favorite pizza place in town? And then I'm going to fold along this score line as well. So I'm going to fold that upwards. All right. So that is going to form the insert for the inside of our card. All right. It's going to open this way and then our gift card is going to slide in here like that. Okay. All right. Now, I didn't like the idea of having white on white. So of course we're going to add a layer behind that. So this is a real red piece of cardstock. It's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay. So that's going to get layered on there. But before we do that, we are going to stamp. I forgot the stamp. Let's get it. We are going to stamp Eat, Drink, and Be Cozy in real red ink. So let's just grab that and grab our real red ink pad. Try not to stick my thumb in it again. So keeping in mind that this is going to close like that. So when they open the card, it's going to look like that. So I want to stamp my Eat, Drink, and Be Cozy just above that folded flap. Okay, so it's helpful if you fold that up and then stamp so that you're getting it in the spot where you want it to be. Okay, easy peasy. We'll keep this handy because we're going to need it in a minute. All right, now we can go ahead and glue that onto our real red panel. Okay, we're just going to center it on there like that. This time I will use my seal. And we're going to pop that on, centered on our real red panel, just like that. Okay. All right, next we need to make our pocket for our gift card. Now, I still have my 1-inch circle punch. You can really use any size circle punch, but I need to nip out just a little circle. I'll show you on my sample here to make it easier to pull my gift card out. Okay, actually, you know what? Let's glue our DSP on first and then we'll do that. So we're going to decorate the front of our pocket with a little bit of DSP. Okay, so that's going to go on there just like that. This is size, what size is it? 1.5 by 3 3/4. All right, and it's going to pop right on there just like that. So let's add a little bit of glue and we'll pop that on. Okay, and just make sure that that's down nice and flat. Then I'm going to take my 1-inch circle. You could take a 3/4 inch, and I'm really just eyeballing it. I'm not, going to measure to get it perfect. I'm putting it in about 1/4 of the way. Okay, you don't want to go too deep, but you just want to have a little notch there for to make it easier to slide the gift card out. All right. Okay, so then we are going to add a little bit of adhesive on either side. So I'm going to use some seal, and I'm only going to put my adhesive on this flap, the flap that's going to fold up. If I put it here and I put it the full length, what's going to happen? Well, I'm going to end up gluing my card shut. Okay, so I'm going to put just a little bit of seal on either edge. Whoops, that went on my grid paper. That's not good. And then we're just going to close that up. All right, and that gives us our little pocket. Let me pull out my gift card here. Always the Tim card. That is going to slide in there like that. All right, so that is our pocket. Then, and I just realized, I think I forgot to cut a piece of DSP for the front of my pocket. Man, you guys, it has been a week. So this is going to be the same size. Let me just double check. Same width. Yes, 3 3/4 by, how big is this one? 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. I will put that measurement up for you. That I cut to put on the front panel here. Okay, I don't have any handy, so I'm not going to take the time to do that, but trust me, that's what it's going to look like once you get it on. Okay, now we need to create our little greeting here, so let's do that. So here in my little kit, I have, this is a 2-inch circle. Okay, just punch with the 2-inch circle punch from Real Red cardstock. And then I have my Warm Hugs to You all season long. So I stamped and die cut that. So first thing we're going to do is glue that onto our Real Red circle, just centered. So again, I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue to get that on. My hand's sticking to where I got the seal on my grid paper. How many days till Christmas holidays? 8 more school days. 8 more days. Honestly, I'm at the point where I'm almost counting hours at this point. All right, so there we go. Then we have these little bitty circles, and we are going to stamp. So this was cut out of the center of our circle, right? So we're going to stamp the little candy canes. Now, this will be an adventure because I have to try and line these up when I can't look right down on my project. And the way today has gone, it may not go well. But hey, we're going for it. All right, so I have here some Merry Merlot ink. All right, so I'm going to stamp the outline of my candy canes in Merry Merlot, and I just pulled that color from the DSP, right? If you're ever struggling for a color scheme, just grab some DSP and pull your colors from that. Okay, so I'm inking up my little candy cane outline using the Merry Merlot, so I'm going to stamp them in the center of my little circle. Sticking to my finger. And I'm going to set that aside. And then we have the stripes for our candy cane. We're going to stamp those in Real Red. Okay, and this is where it gets interesting. We're going to see how well we can line this up while not looking straight down on it. Oh, that was actually pretty good. How about that? First time for everything. Okay, so there are my candy canes. We are going to pop that up just with a single dimensional. And look, I have a brand new pristine sheet of dimensionals for today. So we'll pop off our backing. And so I want to think about, I want Warm Hugs to You to be at the top, right? So I want to make sure when I put my candy canes on that they are going to be straight. Okay. And then that is going to get glued onto that front flap. I'm not going to do that now because I want to add some more DSP just to decorate that. Okay. But that's where that's going to get glued. All right. So we close up. Oh, no, we don't. We're going to glue our insert inside our card. And you're going to see that that panel is going to fit just nicely inside our gatefold. All right. So we're going to add some glue. A little bit of seal. And we're going to center that right in there. Okay, and then our gatefold will close up like that. Super simple, eh? All right, now we're going to make our belly band. So I love making belly bands because you can do so many fun things with them. It's also a great way to use up scrap strips of cardstock. So this is just scrap that I've had in a folder forever. It's a piece of Real Red. It is 1.5 inches wide by 11 inches long. Okay, so it's just a full length scrap strip. So I'm going to lay that on my grid paper and put my gatefold card on top. All right. And then I'm just going to wrap that around, and I'm just going to kind of crease it a little bit there and bring it around and crease it a little bit there. Okay. I don't want this to be so tight that I can't slide it easily on and off my card. Okay. That's a little on the snug side. So I'm going to purposely back this off just a titch, so that when I burnish this, it's a little bit looser and I can slide it on and off my card easily. Okay, so now I'm going to take and put a little bit of adhesive. Ooh, my seal is not feeding very well today. There we go. And a little bit here. Holy cow, work with me, seal. And now it's ripping the cardstock. Holy cow, people. There are days and then there are days, let me tell you. All right, so let's close this up. We are going to get that on nice and straight. Okay, so that will slide easily on and off. Okay, then I have a 1-inch by 11-inch strip of Whisper White cardstock. Now, this I've embossed with the Wrapped in Texture embossing folders. So these are both retiring. I think they're actually on sale today as well. There are two. They are sized to fit in the mini machine, but you can certainly use them in the big machine as well. I use this one with the dots, and I'm going to show you now. You're going to see this is only 6 inches long, and this is an 11-inch long piece of cardstock, right? So what I did is I embossed it once, and then I flipped it around, and the pattern is really easy to line up. So what I did is I just lined up the embossed pattern with the holes, or the pattern on the embossing folder, and then ran it through again. Okay? And then you get a nice long, 11-inch long piece of embossed cardstock. All right? So that is going to get layered over our red piece, just like we did before. But first, I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive along the back of my red piece. So I'm going to center that on there because I want my white cardstock to be centered with an equal border. All right, and then we're going to add a little bit of adhesive here and get rid of the dimensional backing that came out of nowhere, fell from the sky, and we'll pop that on again, nice and straight and even. Make sure it's centered just like that. Okay. All right, next we're going to do the same thing with some ribbon. So this is this beautiful real red sheer ribbon. It's part of the Poinsettia Place suite. I do not believe this one was on sale, but I think, I'm not going to say it's retiring actually. I don't remember if it's retiring, but it sure is pretty. So I'm putting a glue dot on one end, and I'm putting it sort of where I'm going to hide the end with my label, okay? And then I'm just going to wrap this around. I'm going to trim it off my roll. And then we'll add another glue dot. Whoops, stick. There we go. So we're going to center that on there. Stick it down, okay? And then we have a little label. Now I've already stamped and die cut this. So this is from the Coordinating Wrapped in Christmas stamp set. Okay, so this suite, I mentioned it's a mega suite. We have 2 stamp sets that coordinate. This one is carrying over into, I think it's next year's catalog. This one is retiring. Okay, and it is a red rubber stamp set, and it has beautiful images. I actually included this in my card buffet class this fall. Awesome stamp set. So we're going to go ahead and glue that down. I just die cut this using my layering circle dies, okay? And then I have a little scallop circle that I cut from Mary Merlot cardstock, also with the layering circle dies. So that is going to fit on there just nicely. Hello, Sarah. Thanks for joining. I'm glad you made it. So we're going to add a little bit of Tombow there and just pop that on. Okay, and then I have just a little pine bough here that I've cut using the Beautiful Boughs dies. And you see how these are kind of layered. This was too big. I didn't like the look of that when I when I was designing this. So I just cut my branches off. I often do this and do a little bit of floral arranging with my branches. So I'm just going to take glue dots. I'm going to take one and kind of pop that right on the edge. I just want to see a little bit peeking out. I didn't want to see as much as if I had left the sprig intact. So then we'll add another little guy here in behind. And then this little guy we're going to add down here. Okay, just a little bit of greenery peeking out. And then that is going to get centered on our belly band. We're going to pop it up with a couple of dimensionals. Oh, I got another one of those sheets where they're cut right through. Come here, you. There we go. Get rid of the backing there. And then we're just going to go ahead and center that. So I'm looking at the fold in my gatefold, right? That's going to help me to center it. And I just noticed I didn't get my seam there where I wanted it. I wanted it in the middle, but that's okay. We won't worry about it. The bow will hide it. Okay, so that's going to glue on there onto our belly band. And then we have a little bitty jingle bell. These are also on sale. They're on for half price right now. They are on clearance. Or on the not clearance, on the year-end closeout sale. So I'm going to take my jingle bell, I'm going to press it into a glue dot, and we're going to put it like right here on my belly band. Okay. Then we're going to take some more of that beautiful sheer ribbon. We're going to tie us a little bow. So pinching 2 loops between my thumb and my index finger, keeping my ribbon nice and flat, left loop over the right, bringing it around and through, and pulling it tight and playing with our loops until we're happy with our bow. This ribbon is so easy to work with. I love, love, love it. I'm really hoping it's carrying over. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go check the list now that I'm thinking about it. All right, so we're gonna trim off our tails just at a bit of an angle, and then glue dots behind the knot of our bow. And we're going to press that now right onto our bell. So it's going to kind of go, it's going to look like our bell is tied on, but it's actually not. Okay, it's again another one of those fake jobs. And there we hit our little seam that was rather unseemly. Ha, pardon the pun. Our unseemly seam. There we go. So that is project number 3. Did you like that one? I hope you do. All right, so let's clear up our mess here and we'll bring them all back. So we've got gift card holder, cute little chocolate holder, and a fun little pocket back holder. So again, pocket backs are from Bath & Body Works. Okay, awesome little teacher gift idea, or really for anybody, because we all need hand sanitizer, lots of it these days. These cute little chocolate guys, they are available at Dollar Tree. They were on 2 for $1.25, but get them soon because I'm betting they're going to sell out at that price. And then your cute little gift card holder. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed those. I will put all of these, all the measurements up shortly. I'm probably going to go have dinner first. And then once dinner's done, I will post all of the measurements. And if you missed the whole video, you can catch the replay either here on my Facebook page or it will show up on my YouTube channel later on this evening. Okay? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic week. And I will see you next week for another episode of Tuesday Live at 5. Bye for now.